Beginning in the early 1960s, one after another, former Nazi scientists and engineers were targeted for assassination in an Israeli intelligence operation called Operation Damocles. The scientists had taken new jobs developing rockets for Egypt, and it was very clear that Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, didn't want that program to continue. So Mossad agents sent mail bombs, organized drive-by shootings, and in one case, managed to make a prominent arms dealer named Heinz Krug disappear completely. As the New York Times reported at the time, quote, the expert Dr. Krug, who once held a top post with a Stuttgart Research Institute for Jet Propulsion Physics, disappeared in Munich on Tuesday. He was last seen leaving his Munich office for an appointment. Operation Damocles was ultimately a successful program. It terrified Nazi scientists, and it certainly made the idea of working for Egypt much less appealing. It was also good practice for Mossad, which went on to conduct many more assassinations of foreign scientists. Most recently in Iran, just a few years ago, towards the end of Trump's first term, Mossad managed to kill Iran's nuclear scientists using a remote-controlled AI-enabled machine gun that was hidden in the back of a pickup truck that was parked on the side of the freeway, which, there it is right there. Israeli spies programmed the AI to compensate for the machine gun's movement in the back of the pickup truck, as well as the input delay from the remote operation of the weapon. So when the scientists drove by, all the Mossad agent had to do was press the button and shoot him. And at the time, Iran had no idea what had happened. They assumed that snipers had been hiding near the freeway. Initial media reports suggested that a gun battle had taken place. And for their part, the Mossad contributed to this confusion by blowing up the pickup truck once the target was dead. Now, we sometimes hear about these kinds of operations when they're conducted by our own intelligence services or intelligence agencies that work with the CIA, like the Mossad. And that makes sense. It's effective propaganda that sounds like you're reading a spy thriller. And people on our side like to brag about successful operations. At the same time, it's very rare to hear about similar operations that are conducted by foreign governments within our borders. And there's only two possible reasons for that. Either foreign governments aren't conducting any assassination operations on U.S. soil, or they're conducting those operations without being detected, or at least without our government telling us about them. Now, especially with the war in Iran underway, it's not hard to wonder whether indeed American researchers are being targeted without the government telling us.